Good morning, everyone. Thanks for coming to yoga. We're actually gonna start laying down. So if you want, I'm gonna stay seated so I can read something. But if you want to go ahead and get situated, grab your blanket and you're gonna use it like a little burrito. You're gonna wrap it up nice and tight. Now I have mine on the smaller thing, because normally we'll start kind of like this. And I'm rolling up mine on the short edge. It's going to go behind our back. So if you want a little less of a round, go the long way. Okay, so either one will work. Um, and uh, and we're going to put it underneath us so that our head and upper back are supported. So it's going to go right up here at the very top of the mat. And when you lay down on it, it's going to kind of look like that. And then the whole head doesn't have to be on it, but it should be so that you can keep your neck nice and neutral. So if you want to start there, keep your knees bent, your feet on the floor for now, and see if you can get comfortable. And if you can't, then change something. Maybe the blanket has to go higher up under the head, less toward the low back, that kind of thing. And then close your eyes and take a few nice deep breaths. And I'm going to read a poem from Mark Nepo from his book, The Half-Life of Angels. And it's called Tikkun Olam. I don't know if I'm saying that exactly right, but I gave it my best shot. And this is what he says. Have I repaired the bench we brought from Albany one too many times? It sways when I sit on it. Am I just being stubborn? Yet we repair our love no matter how we sway. We keep upgrading our glasses, keep changing our frames. Shouldn't we repair the truth? Isn't the world one endless bin of parts aching to be put back together? Like you, like me, like the stars, which having drifted too far apart, called to us in our sleep to make a constellation of them. So breathe that in and feel your back and the back of your head on the blanket. Let the arms go out to the sides, the palms are face up. So this is both a chest opener and a heart opener. And I think about that poem from Mark Nepo and how even if we sway, we come back to repairing those things in our life that we treasure. So here in this moment, just let the chest open organically, right? With gravity helping us, the chest gently stretching. And maybe for a moment, think about if there's any places in your life where you need to pull the stars back together to make a constellation. And then take the arms directly out to the sides from the shoulders if they are not already. This will increase your stretch a little bit. Make sure you don't overly lift your chin. If it's lifted a little bit, that's okay, but see if you can keep the back of the neck long. Take some nice deep breaths. Allow yourself to fully center into your practice today. And then one more time, take the arms more diagonally up toward the corners of the wall behind you so that you're getting just a little bit of a different stretch. Notice if your thumbs can easily come to the floor, right? A lot of external rotation here. Breathe. And then leave the left arm where it is. Just take the right arm straight overhead if it will allow. Excuse me. Palm is face up. The whole front of the chest is getting stretched. Try to breathe with this. Try to just allow. And then bring the right arm more of a diagonal and take the left arm overhead. The right arm, the right side chest relaxing a little bit more. The left arm, left side chest stretching a little more. Good. And then just allow the right arm to go ahead overhead as well. Both arms overhead. Should be feeling a pretty decent stretch both through the chest, maybe under the arms, maybe in the back body, right in that thoracic region of our spine, as it's working to move forward in the chest to have the arms overhead. Nice deep breath, everybody. And then take both arms diagonal. Take both arms straight out from the shoulders. Notice how much heavier and more open the arms feel. And then take the arms more of at a diagonal toward the back, toward the bottom side of your mat. So they're down at your sides, the palms are face up. Take your feet wide on your mat and windshield wiper the legs, the knees, just nice and slow. Go to one side, pause for a second, and go to the other side, and then pause for a second. So you're going to be rolling your mid back on the blanket, coming to one side and then the other side. Should feel kind of nice, like a very, very light massage along the muscles of the spine. Good. The next time your knees are over to the right, go ahead and pause here. Take the right arm out to the shoulder level. So you've got a T position there. Take the left arm up and then overhead, palm face up. Breathe, everybody. And imagine the stretch from your left knee to your left fingertips. I invite you to take a nice deep breath here and blow it out. And then lift the left hand back up toward the ceiling. Let it come back down to the ground. Take the knees to center and go the other way. Your right arm is down more at a diagonal down low. The left arm is straight out from the shoulder. The knees are to the left. Breathe here for a moment. Take the right arm up to the ceiling and palm face up. Let it go overhead. If this is too much, please change the angle of your arm. Breathe, everybody. Take a deep, deep breath here. And exhale it all out. Take the right arm up. Good. Release it back out to the side. Take the knees back to center. And then both arms out to T position. The soles of the feet come together in a supine Baddha Konasana. Just watch the low back here. The knees out to the sides. We find our breath. Good. See if you can soften the grip in the inner thighs. See if you can soften the grip in your jaw. Big deep breath, everybody. Good. One more, just like that. Big, deep inhale. Big exhale. And bring those knees back together. Take both hands behind your head, not the neck, but the head. The elbows are out to the side. Inhale right here. Exhale, curl up that blanket so that you can look at your knees and breathe. Just a little assisted core work here. We're engaging the belly, right? We're engaging the core. Find your breath. One, you're here. Two, you're going to reach the arms. Good. Breathe. The chin is tucked. You're holding an apple underneath your chin. Find your breath here. And then either put the hands back behind the head or just slowly lower, lower, lower until your head meets the blanket. Take both arms overhead. Let the thumbs touch behind you. And then inhale the arms up. Exhale, curl it, curl it, curl it. Squeeze, everybody. Inhale, slowly lower to the blanket. Exhale, those arms go back behind you. We got just one more of these. Inhale, the arms straight up to the ceiling. Exhale, curl it up. Curl, curl, curl. Just reach here. Keep the chin tucked. Some of you can take the feet off the floor. Yep, so now my legs are at 90 degrees. I'm reaching, reaching, reaching. Take those hands right behind your thighs and push yourself up. Ooh, yeah, good job, everybody. And move your blanket out of the way, or you feel free to sit up upon it and come to a comfortable seated pose. And then just roll the shoulders, right? So feel that, right? Very, very kind of innocent, steaming work. And yet we get this nice little stretch here. So inhale, take the arms up. Exhale, one hand down, the other hand over. Just stretch here, everybody. Good. Watch the head and the chest here. It's real easy to drop the chin. So bring the head back in space and then reach over that same side knee. Take the arm all the way up and go diagonal with that hand. Take it down to the floor. Take the other arm up and stretch side body. Good. Inhale up, both arms. Exhale, let go. All right, little centipede. I got a little centipede heading toward my mat, and I'd really like him to go the other way. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, take the other hand down and just stretch, right? Make sure we're pressing down through that opposite hip and watch the head. Carrie, I would take your ear closer up to your arm. Doesn't have to touch, but just not quite so hangy there. Good. Breathe, everybody. Feel that nice stretch and then reach over the knee. Inhale, take it up, big diagonal all the way back behind you. Take the other arm up and stretch that side body. Good. And take it up, both arms up. Exhale to your heart. Roll the shoulders and shake it out. Grab one block. We're almost done here. I want you to take that block right at the chest. Bring the elbows up and squeeze the heck out of your block. Good. Breathe. So, right, what we're thinking about is the shoulders are down, the between the shoulder blades engaged a little bit, but mostly we're working with the chest here. And then turn the block up and push it up. Good. Push it, taking it down and turn it back. Good. 4 more of those. Turn it up. There's a good squeeze happening here. Squeeze it all the way up. Squeeze it all the way down and turn. Good. Turn it up, squeeze, and down, and turn. Good. We got 2 more. Turn, squeeze hard. Take it up. Take it down. Whoo, and turn. Last one here. Turn it up. Whoo, breathe. Take it down. Turn, listen up. I want you to push it out and squeeze. Good. Bring it in and squeeze it out. Squeeze it in and out. This is 4 and out and 5 and out. Grab that block with one hand, take it behind you, grab it with the other hand and push straight down and back. Oh, stretch it out. And release that. Good job, everybody. Just set that block aside. Take the feet out in front of you. The feet are wide. Flex the feet. Take the hands behind you and windshield wiper. Good. And just again, feel that, right? So as we windshield wiper, if we kind of go slow over that glute muscle, we realize that we're actually massaging quite a number of muscles there as we go over into the side and then over to the side, right? So go to one side, adjust your back hand, and just feel that little kind of pressure of the glute muscle underneath underneath your mat. And then bring the back arm or back leg behind. Take that back arm up, turn to the other hand, walk both hands out. Don't come all the way down just yet. See if you can find the twist without overdoing. And then think about the back leg. Feel that part, right? This back hip kind of move in and forward a little bit. Breathe, everybody. Nice little seated twist. It's one of my favorites. If you want, come on down to elbows. Just notice if that is too much for you this morning. Good. Breathe, everybody. And just feel the left side belly or whichever leg is back. I'm not 100% sure I said. So feel the left side belly tone in or that back leg's belly tone in and draw forward, both at the same time. Good. Press into your hands. Take that left side arm, bring it up, over, and come on up. Replant the feet because when we drive that back leg back, right, we change our angle there. So we just want to rock and roll. And again, feel the glutes, right? I mean, I've been doing a lot of hill walking since we got back up here and I feel it. Oof, good. Next time the knees are over to the other side or the left, go ahead and pause. I can't remember if I said, did I say? I don't remember. And then take this back leg and pull it back and just feel that, right? Feel what that in itself does. External rotation, internal rotation. Everybody's going to be different. Your leg might not go back that far comfortably. That's a good size internal rotation. Take that back hand, just sit on that glute for a second, feel that. And then inhale, back arm, turn your whole torso toward that hand and let both hands come to the floor or to the mat. Deep breath, everybody. And then again, just kind of play with the back side, the back leg's hip a little bit. What happens if I tone in a little bit? What happens if I draw the hip point forward? What happens if I pull it back a little bit? Right? Where is it in your body? If you want, come on down to elbows. You might notice one side seems a bit easier than the other. Always find that fascinating where the little hidden tight spots are. Good. Deep breath, everyone. Exhale it all the way out. And then press into your hands. Take that arm, reach it all the way back again. Take those legs up and straighten them out. Oh, good. Nice flex of your feet. And breathe. Good. Take the arms up. Nice Dandasana here, everybody. Really like power up the legs and press them into each other. So we've got a lot of grounding here. Take the arms in front of you and then just pull back and reach forward and pull back, reach forward. 3, 2, sit tall. One more right here. Now listen up, reach forward, pull the shoulders back. Optionally, lean back. Don't lean back so much that you fall back, but you should be feeling that belly, right? No kidding. Good. So from here, lift your chest and pull back. Whew. And 2, I know. 3, fire up the legs. 4, one more. 5, and pull yourself right back up. and let go. Shake it out, everyone. Well done. All right, let's come on to hands and knees. I invite you to take a blanket under your knees. Give yourself some love here, depending on where you're practicing this morning. Good. And then your knees are on your blanket, your hands are off. You're in table pose. Good. And just feel that for a second. Sorry, I got a little bump under my blankets. There we go. Take your left leg straight out and pull the hip in, right? Level out the hips and the belly and take the leg up. So find that first, right? This might be where you hang out this morning. Otherwise, you're going to take your right arm out, left leg, right arm. Here we go. Elbow to knee. Squeeze it in, press it out. Squeeze it in, press it out. Go a little slow, right? Squeeze and press. 4, and 5. Reach and hold. Lower the right hand. You're going to slide that left leg out level with the hip. Drop that foot down. Good. Listen up. Instead of our usual gate pose, your right hand is going to be right below the right shoulder. Take the left arm up. Nice little twist here. Again, this is another just favorite little twist because it's so accessible. Try to really ground the long leg. Find your pose. Optionally, take the top arm, reach it behind your back. Good. Breathe. Don't overdo the neck. Don't overdo the lift of the chin, right? Try to keep it relatively neutral, even if you're looking towards ceiling. Release the left arm. Take it up. Exhale it all the way down to the floor. Plant your hands. Hardest part of this pose is see if you can lift that leg. Take it back behind you and let it go. Good. Maybe sit back on the toes for a second if you can and shake out your wrists. Good. And then come on back. This time the right leg goes out. We level out through the pelvis. We lift the right leg. Check that out. How's that feeling this morning? And then take the left arm out. Balancing table here and then super slow for 5. Elbow to knee. Reach it out on purpose and bring it in on purpose. Good. This is 3. Squeeze it in and out. Squeeze it in. Out. Last one. Squeeze and out. Hold here for a moment and then release the left hand down. Turn that right leg out to the side. Drop that foot right outside your hip. I adjust my left hand in a little bit for this and then take the right arm up. Nice little twist. Big deep breath, everyone. Optionally, that hand comes behind you. Reach for the opposite side waist. Find that pose and breathe. Good. Release the arm up first and then take it down to the floor. Replant your hands. Lift that leg. Take it back and lower it down. If you can, curl the toes under and sit back on them or toward them. If you can't, don't do it. You know, lots of folks out there have some things going on with the feet, and this just is not okay. So just do what you can do and come on back. Flip the toes under, downward facing dog. Oh yeah, shake it out, everybody. Pedal out the feet. Use your breath. Take the feet a little wider, about double your normal distance, and sway the hips slowly side to side. So not only is this stretching through the hips, but maybe you notice it's stretching into the ankles a little bit, especially when we sway to one side or the other. And then come back to center. Inhale, tippy toes. Exhale, lower your knees. Whew. And then step forward with your right foot. Grab your blocks if you have them. Your right foot is forward. Your hands come to your blocks. We find our breath. And then once you get yourself situated, instead of looking down, see if you can look up. You can always take the blocks a little bit higher. Sometimes that's a really nice way to start a lunge, right? Because our bodies, we don't want our bodies being so heavy that they're dependent on the blocks. From here, take your hands to your knee. From here, pull that front knee back so that you stretch out through this front left hip. Inhale, take the arms up. Imagine you're holding a beach ball between those arms. Good. Oh, nice stretch. Really press into the back foot. That's going to help you stabilize this pose. Exhale, take the hands all the way down to your blocks. Listen up. You're going to straighten or begin to straighten the front leg, the right leg. Once you got it straight, flex the foot, walk the blocks back. Watch that you don't hyperextend behind that knee and breathe. Good. Again, notice, right? How is this feeling in your body? What's happening? Maybe you wiggle the hips a little side to side. There's 3 hamstrings, and they all attach at the same spot at the sit bone from the upper attachment. And when I wiggle, I kind of think maybe I'm just kind of getting into those different angles of the hamstrings. Good. Bend the front knee, everyone. Walk the blocks by that foot again. Flip your toes under, lift your left knee off the floor. Squeeze the glutes. Take your hands to your knee. Lift up your torso. Lean back a little bit. Bend your back knee. I know, holy moly. Take the arms up. Good. Deep breath, everybody. Pretend you're holding on to a beach ball there. Let the arms stay really active. And then take your hands to your heart. Straighten the back leg more. Yep, nice solid lunge. And take those hands down. Yeehaw, drop that left knee. Bring the right knee back. Walk your blocks forward with just a little modified puppy stretch. And walk the blocks back. Good job, everybody. Let's see if I can remember all that on the other side. Walk the left foot forward. They say that most of us, our memory, we can remember 5 to 7 things on a list or the most. So I always think about that when I teach. I'm like, oh, how many was that? All right, so here we are in that lunge, right? That back glute a little bit active. We're just gonna feel what's happening initially. Try to look up more than down. And then take your hands to your knee and float it back a little bit. If you got to scoot the front foot back a little, go ahead and do that. Sometimes we need to for stability. Press into your back foot. Maybe tuck the pelvis a little bit. Take the arms up when you're ready. Ooh, yeah. Find your breath, everyone. Just notice, how's it feel on this side? If you have knee pain, I should have said this on the other side, come back into a more traditional lunge, right? So don't stress out the knee because you're trying to stretch the quad. That doesn't make sense. Good. Breathe, everybody. And notice. Good. Take those hands back down to your blocks. Begin to straighten the front leg. Oh, you can walk the blocks back a little bit if you need to. Maybe flex your left foot. Try to keep the torso long here. It's very tempting even for me to kind of bow down to that leg, but for now, I would just kind of stay up more upright with the torso and focus more on the hamstring. Maybe you wiggle the hip a little bit. Maybe you tap into some of those different lines of the hamstrings. That's it. And then make that nice and centered. Bend the front knee. Flip your toes under. Come back to a lunge. Breathe. When you're ready, the hands come to your knee. Your torso comes back upright. Your back knee bends. Whoo! Arms go up. Big, strong pose here, right? Might be a little too much. That The bending the back knee makes me work much harder than if it were straight. So you decide. That's it. Take your hands to your heart. Straighten the back leg. Keep yourself lifted if you can. Yes. And lower everything down. Lower that knee. Slide the left knee back. Move the blocks out of the way for a moment and come to puppy stretch. So puppy stretch, right? The chest heads toward the floor. For me, my forehead is resting on the floor. My hands are planted. My elbows are up off the floor, but yours might be a little bit different. Press into your hands, lift up, take those hands back underneath your shoulders. We got one more here. Your knees go wide and your feet come in. Take the right hand about halfway to the center of your mat. Take the left arm up and find that wingspan. And internally rotate the arm. Take that arm behind your back. Open up the chest. You got it. It should feel natural, right? Sometimes if we're saying internal, external, you're like, which way is that? It should feel pretty normal when you take that hand behind. That arm's going to go pretty much only one way. Breathe, and then take the arm up. Exhale, eye of the needle, slide it under, drop down to that shoulder, drop down to the side of the head. Again, this should be okay. Your arm that's underneath you should be straight out from the shoulder. Breathe. Good. Walk your right hand under your shoulder, push your torso up, take the left arm up, stretch out that wingspan and let it go. Good job, everybody. All right, let's go to the other side. The left hand walks partly to the middle. The right arm reaches up. Big stretch here. I love doing these poses where the arms go out to the side, right? It keeps our chest open. Hopefully it keeps our hearts open as well. Breathe, everybody. And then internal rotation, take that hand behind. Good. I just noticed I had my chin really high. So if you're looking up, that's awesome, but try not to lift the chin. Try to keep that a little more neutral and see how that feels. All right, take the arm up. Exhale, eye of the needle. It slides under you. Drop down on that shoulder. I extend my left arm out in front of me so that that shoulder can relax. Breathe. This is one of those weird poses. If somebody that didn't know yoga saw you, they would just really wonder. And then take that left hand under your shoulder, push your body up, raise up through that right arm, and let it go. Walk your hands forward, flip your toes under, downward facing dog. Here we are again. Stretch it out, everybody, and breathe. And then take your feet wide. Start to walk your hands back. Move your blanket out of the way while you're there, if you can, and walk those hands the rest of the way back. And then take both feet and parallel them exactly to the edges of your mat. So your pinky side of your toes are pressing into the edges of your yoga mat. And pause here, nice forward fold. Move the weight into the center of your feet. Breathe. And then pretend you're going to push your heels off the mat, like really press those heels out. Feel the change in the pelvis, the sit bones. And then one hand to one leg, one hand to the other leg. Push off those thighs to come all the way up to standing. And shake it out, everybody. Good. Just shake the arms. Take your feet wide for a moment. Actually, let's go ahead and grab blocks because we are going to use those in a minute. So you can put the blocks right in front of you. Take the feet wide on your mat. And always for you, like I always think that where your feet are angled is really is a function of the hips. And so we want to be mindful of that. You might feel better with the toes straight forward. You might feel better with them a little angled out. I just wouldn't go into the ballet stance. I wouldn't take them all the way out. That's not super stable. But then hinge at the hips. Whew. Good. You can rest your hands on your blocks if you want. Nice forward folds. Feel the sit bones lifting up at the same time. This is something that took me years to even make sense of. So the sit bones rise, but the tailbone descends. The low belly draws in. And then push just your right hand into the block and come halfway up. Whether that block is low or medium is fine with me. And then just kind of dangle your other arm. Just let it kind of circle. You can swing it, watch the back of your knees, don't hyperextend. You can circle. You can go side to side. And then come to center, switch sides. Your hand is on your block, the other one is circling. And circle the other way. Maybe you swing it. Lots of tension in those shoulders from time to time. And then place both hands on the blocks. Walk your right hand center of the mat. I'm not mirroring here. I apologize. Take the left arm up toward the ceiling. Whew. Good. Breathe. Notice. Remember to come from the center of your chest, not from the shoulder joint. So reach up from that center line. And exhale, let go. Switch sides, take the other arm up. Big deep breath. And center. Good, listen up. One more weird little thing here. Take one of the blocks center of your mat so that your left hand can rest on it. Grab your other block and reach it out to the side and then bring it behind you to your sacrum. Yep. So it's going to rest there, your hands on your other block. Find your breath. Push the heels of both feet out. Feel the legs widen. Feel the sit bones widen. Tone in through your belly. Option 1, both hands on the block. Option 2, just your right hand floats out. Be mindful here. Option 3, both hands out. That block is resting on your sacrum. Yes, breathe. I know this is a bunch of work. Push the heels out, energize those legs, both hands down. Reach back with your left hand, take that block out, stack one block on top of the other, lift up halfway, heel toe your feet in. Whoo, bend your knees and inhale it all the way up. Exhale right there. Good, and shake it out. Whoo. I love that chest expansion work. I just think it's so important. So just as a reminder, take one hand to that center of your chest. Oh, it even feels good to rub that. Right, so you got this big sternum here, right? The chest bone, all the ribs, or not all of them, but most of them attached to there. All the muscles in between the ribs can get kind of sore. Good, so take your feet nice and comfortable. Take the left arm out, the right hand to your chest. And I want you to pull back on the right hand and extend out through the left hand until you start to twist. Yep. And then take your left foot with it. So your left foot started to turn forward. Your left arm is reaching back behind you. Your right foot is either where it is or adjusted a little bit, especially if you feel it on the knee. Good. Breathe in. Take it all back to center. Ah. Other hand to chest, right arm goes out. Start by just stretching. Try to resist. One of the reasons to resist with the left hand is so you feel where that stretch is coming from the center line of the body. Start to take that arm back into a twist and then turn your right foot facing forward. For me, I'm going to turn the left foot in just a little bit, and then I'm going to really work through that twist a little. Good. The legs are active and come back to center. Both hands to your chest. Whew, and let go and shake it out. Did you feel that, Carrie? Did you feel that? Yeah. So then grab one of your blocks. In fact, let's use them both so the legs don't get too comfortable. Take one block between your legs so we get those legs active. Ooh, yeah, get a nice squeeze there through that block and breathe, roll the shoulders. And then take the other block in your hand and come back where we were when we were seated. The elbows are out to the side. You're squeezing that block, turn the block up, fingers are pointing up, reach up, reach, 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 and then bend the elbow behind you. Oh, yeah, press your head back into your hands, try to bring the elbows in a little bit, and then take it up. Good. Press it out and turn it back. Good. And again, turn it up. Reach up and squeeze. Bend that elbow. Try not to drop the chin. You're looking straight ahead. And then up. Good. Squeeze it down and turn. One more here. Good. Turn it up. Squeeze the elbows. Push. Push, push, push. Good. Bend those elbows. Squeeze. And up. Squeeze it down, turn it, and then turn it down. Oh, what just happened, right? Internal rotation there. Drop it down. Ooh, squeeze it all the way up. Exhale down to your heart. Turn. Now, we're going to do 4 more of those. Optional here. Let's get a little baby squat into it so we can work those legs. So, elbows are out to the side. Your fingers are pointing out. Turn down. Push down. Straight arms, and then straight arms all the way up. Good. When you're ready, squeeze it back down, turn. Turn the fingers down, push down, straight arms, and then straight arms as best you can all the way up, working triceps. Breathe, push it down, turn, and turn. Yeah, we got 2 more, I think. Straight. Oh, see what I just did? I just went like this. No, no, no. It's the arms, not the torso. Come out of squat anytime you need to. And up. Woo. Push and bend. Turn the fingers out. Turn them down. Last one. Push straight down. And up. And down. Woo. And forward. And down. And stand up. And shake it out. Ooh. Ah. Good. Last one here. Both blocks stacked. One on either side. Drop the shoulders. Elbows press out. Just squeeze. Now, it would not be uncommon. Don't use your fingers. Fingers are out. Would not be uncommon for these things to just pop out. So, ooh, good. Big deep breath. Take the feet slightly wider. You're going to swivel on the ankles to turn to one side, center, other side, center. Breathe. And that's 2. Good. Make 3. Feel the waist. And 4. Make sure you're pivoting on the ankles so those ankles don't get messed up. Last one. Pivot, center, and pivot, center. Whew, and let go. Ooh, shake everything out. Just curl your wrists and just kind of notice, how's that feel? How's the whole body, kind of upper body feel as you move through that? And then come on back to the front of your mat. Your blocks can be there. We may or may not use them for this. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. Bend both knees and step back with your right leg. See if you can find a stance where the back heel is either touching or almost touching, right? So you're still in a lunge, but you're drawing the belly in. It's almost like a warrior 1 stance. Actually, if I look back at my foot, it's a little more warrior 1, a little less lunge. And draw the belly in, and then inhale, take the arms up. Front knee is bent. Back leg is active. You should feel the glute working here. Good, breathe, and then take the arms forward. As you exhale, you're going to pull an imaginary rope back and straighten your front leg. This is balance here. And then you're going to bend the knee to push forward. Pull it back and straighten the leg. Bend the knee and push forward. Good. Couple more. Straighten. When you straighten, get good stability. And then bend. One more. Push. And then press it out. Lift the arms back up. Exhale, arms out to the side, straighten your front leg. Come into pyramid pose. Your hands are either on the floor, on your legs, or you were able to grab your blocks. And breathe. Again, always just be mindful of hyperextending or popping the knee back. I say that from my own experience of having to undo years of doing that. So breathe. Oh. Bend your front knee. Listen up. You got to dig deep into those feet. Squeeze your belly. Take those arms back up to the ceiling. Take them back to your heart and step forward and shake it out. Good. So you notice, right, when we don't use the hands on the floor, balance is just a little bit trickier. It's a little bit more. So you're back to the front of your mat. Your hands are to your heart. You're going to bend both knees and step back with the left leg. Find your balance. Maybe a warrior one stance here. The back heel dropped in just slightly. You're going to feel a stretch along the front of this back leg. And then inhale, reach up. Good. Just breathe here. Find your stability. The hips are pretty level. I'm pushing it with both legs, especially the back leg. And then take the hands forward. Imagine you're going to pull a rope as that leg straightens. Pull and straighten. I don't know why I lean forward. And reach, release, bend the knee. Pull and straighten. And release and bend. Good. Pull it back. And release. Pull. And release. Good. One more. Pull it back. And release. Take those arms up. Exhale the arms out to the side, the front leg straightens. We come to pyramid pose. Again, either fingers are to the floor, to your shin, or to your blocks. And always interesting for me, you might notice one side is a little bit tighter than the other, right? Or a little bit looser than the other. So you play where you are. And I think about that Mark Nepo poem and how, you know, we draw back together that which we love. How do we take care of our bodies? How do we pull poses together, one piece here and one piece there, to bring it all together? Good. Bend your front leg, everybody. Remember, everything gets nice and solid. Hands to knees. Pull yourself up all the way up. Hands to your heart. Whew, and step forward and shake it out. Oh, yeah. Good. Grab both of your blocks. Actually, I mean, if you're facing forward and you can see, that's fine. But otherwise, you're going to grab your blocks and just stack one on top of the other. And then you're going to come into a nice little forward fold here. Your hands are on your blocks. You can shake it out a little bit. As I was saying to one of my other students, I'm never good at staying really still. So I always got to kind of wiggle into my poses. Breathe here. And then just lift one heel and lower and lift the other heel. Like you're walking in place, and you can go lift and lift and lift. Yep, just one knee's bending and the other one's bending. Couple more here just to get the feel for that. And then both feet flat on the floor. Bend just your left knee. Keep your right hand, let's see if I get this, no, other way. Your left hand on the mat, your left knee, and your right arm goes up. So left knee is bent, left hand is on the blocks, right arm goes out to the side and up. And exhale, release. Release the left knee, bend the right, switch hands, and take the left arm up. And release. One more, each side. Bend the left. Lift up. Find the wingspan, everybody. Release. Switch. And up. Good. Release. Both hands on your block. Bend both knees. Lift both heels. Pause. One, you're here. Two, tricky little balance transition. One hand to one knee, other hand to other knee. Start to lift your chest. See if you can find the balance. Hands to heart. Whoo, you're up on your toes. I know. And then stand up, drop those heels. Oh, good job. Shake it out. Such good fun. All right. Blocks go back to the front of your mat. We are heading into the final stretch. So your feet are forward. Inhale, reach up. Exhale your hands to your heart, bend your knees, step back, right leg, drop that back heel. Inhale, warrior one. Breathe. Exhale, pyramid pose. Fly down there, softly land. Level out the hips, press into the big toe mound of your front foot. Find your breath, everybody. Bend your front knee. Grab your blocks in your hands. Press your hands into those blocks and stand up on that standing leg, your left leg. Find your breath. One, you're here. Woo-hoo. Two, you're going to release the left arm and breathe. Take that hand back to your block. Listen up. You're going to bend your left knee, drop your back foot back down. Squeeze yourself in, lift up to warrior one. Hands come to your heart. Step forward. Find your breath. Keeping the hands there, bend both knees. Step back nice and long with that left foot. Level out your hips, everyone. Take the arms up. This should feel like a celebration, like just pulling all the parts together. And then swan diving away, arms out, legs straight. Come on down to the floor. Oh, and breathe. Check out the front foot. Just notice if you're rolling to that outer ankle. Try to press through the back leg as well. Big deep breath. And then bend your front knee, find your blocks, place those hands on your blocks, and push off that leg to lift the other leg. And breathe. Reverse drop, bend the front knee, drop the back foot down, squeeze it all back in, lift it all back up. Hands to heart, step forward, shake it out. And let's inhale up, everyone. Exhale all the way down. Nice, easy forward fold here. Just no nothing else. Maybe a wiggle of those hips, but otherwise just a forward fold. Let the head be very heavy. And then bend the knees and step back to downward facing dog. Find your down dog. Find your breath. Breathe. Inhale to your tippy toes. Exhale, lower those knees down. And release the feet. Come into a child's pose if you can. Let your hands cushion the head. One more nice, easy breath here. Good. And then curl yourself up just long enough to grab your blanket and let the blanket be where your hips are going to be when we lay on the floor. So we're going to be laying on our bellies. and you want some cushion underneath those hip bones. So come on down to your blanket. And once you come down, you might not want to get back up. Oh, and make sure the blanket is under you in such a way that you feel even. In other words, it's not the blanket's not so low or so high that you feel like you're either tucking your pelvis or arching your back. It feels comfortable to you, and you could even go long with your blanket. It doesn't have to be sideways, just something to cushion your hips. And then flex your feet and put your toes on the floor and lift your knees. Your head, I've got my head lifted so I make sure I project my voice, but your forehead's going to rest on your hands so that you're looking down at the mat. Now, engage your legs. Your knees are off the floor, your toes are on the floor, your ankles are even. And then lift one leg just a little bit. It's not going to go far, right? Keep the hip on the floor. Breathe and lower that foot. Lift the other foot. Keep it flexed. It's not going to go far. And down. Hardest one. See if you can lift both even an inch off the floor. Mine are not probably much more than an inch, if that. Breathe. Glute work. No kidding. Lower the toes, undo the feet, and just pause. Good. One more of those. Flex the feet, lift the knees. Engage the glutes, get the ankles heading toward each other, which really means make sure the ankles aren't rolling out. Lift one foot. Keep the foot flexed. Lower that one down, lift the other, keep the hips on the blanket, everybody. And lower. Lift both feet if you can. Breathe. Woo. And then undo your toes, shake out those hips a little bit. Take the feet wider on your mat and then press the tops of the feet down. See if you can lift both legs. Notice if you're feeling your lower back, try to dig deeper down to the bottom edge of your pubic bone, okay? Because sometimes we can drop the belly and arch more. Breathe, the feet are pointed and lower. Whew. Good, just two more of those. Lift, hold, upper body stays down and lower. And one more, belly tone, press into the hips, lift those feet, point the toes, everyone, and lower. I sound like I'm having a hard time over here. All right, last one, set of 3. The arms come out at diagonal lines overhead. Ideally, your forehead or your nose or your chin is on the floor. I'm going to keep my head lifted. And then I want you to imagine pulling everything to the center, the legs, the arms, everything to center, and then lift. Woo! You're flying through the sky, everybody. Breathe, and down you go. Oh. All right, so notice there's a difference here. Pull everything to center. I'm actually isometrically pulling my arms in. I've engaged my glutes. I feel the legs drawing up into the pelvis, and then I lift. Woo! Here we go. Come on, everybody. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower. Oh, we do have one more, just so you know. All right, last one. Let's do it. Let's do this thing. All right, pull everything to center. Lift and fly. Breathe. You can move the arms back. You can move them out to the side. You can move them forward and let it go fully. Fully, fully, fully. Optionally here, just bend your right knee. Reach back with your right hand and draw that heel toward your glute to stretch the quadricep there. Release that side. Bend your left. Reach back with the left hand and just pull the heel in. You can even lift the knee slightly if you want a little more stretch. And release. Good. Turn yourself over to one side. Pause here. Bend the knees. Get the hair out. Make a pillow for your head with your hands or your arm. The knees are at 90 degrees. You're going to just lift your top knee off of the bottom knee so the feet stay together. And then take the top arm and reach it up and roll onto your back. You can let the top knee open as much or as little as it wants. And then inhale that arm up, take everything back to your side. So your bottom arm stays under your head, if that did make sense the first time. We'll do that one more time. Just lift the knee off the other knee. Yep. And then take the top arm, which is my left arm. I'm laying on my right side. My right arm is still under my head. Take that up to the ceiling and then allow yourself to roll over to the side. Your left shoulder comes to the floor. The back of my head is there. My right arm is still bent. It's just waiting for my head to come back. And then take the arm up and curl it back over. Good. And then turn over to the other side. The knees are bent 90 degrees. My left arm supporting my pose, my head. Take the arm out in front of you, top arm out in front of you. Lift the knee first. Lift the arm second. Allow yourself to open up. And then inhale the arm up. Roll back over. Stretch that arm back out in front of you. And then lift the knee, lift the arm, roll over to your back. It's a weird little twist, I know. And then inhale up, exhale, come back. And then release all of that. Come onto your back. Draw your right knee to your chest. Straighten your left leg. Take the hands behind your right knee or behind your right thigh. And then push that thigh away. The arms are going to straighten. And then bring it back to chest. Release that knee. Bring the left knee in. Straighten the right leg. And then push that knee away. The arms are going to straighten. Find your breath, everybody. And then bring it in. Bring both knees in. Squeeze them into chest. Go into figure 4 on the left side. So your left ankle goes to your right knee. Nice stretch out of that hip. And then maybe without even lowering the legs, just switch sides. Good. Switch one more time. cross your knees so that you're cross-legged. Separate the feet away from each other, cow face legs. So either your knees are crossed and you're just bringing your knees to your chest, or you're going to grab your shins or maybe your heels to separate those feet, cow face legs. Release. Switch to figure four on the other side. Cross your knees. Maybe separate through the legs or the feet. Good. Release the heels, undo the knees, bring your knees to your chest, and then straighten one leg down to the corner of your mat. Straighten the other leg down to the corner of your mat. And just one of these, I want you to inhale and squeeze everything to your center. And exhale big and let go fully. Here is your Shavasana, my loves. If you like to, you can always lift the hips, by the way, roll your blanket down and let that blanket come underneath your knees or your thighs. And then just let go here. Maybe feel the chest open, the heart open, the palms face up. Soften your jaw. Soften the shoulders. Soften the belly. Soften down even more. Feel the disparate parts of your life just coming together. Feel the questions finding an answer without even trying. And when you're ready, start to wiggle your toes. your fingers. Bend the knees, draw them into chest. There was someone who said, and I don't remember, I'm paraphrasing, love the questions and the answers will come. So curl over to one side, find fetal pose, let the seeds take root, and then press all the way back up, finding your seat. And then bring your hands to your heart. Bow to the inner voice that guides you. Namaste. Thank you, everybody.